Lord God, thank you for bringing us together today for what is a celebration of people finishing up and people starting. God, thanks for the 3.5 years that I've been mayor, and for your guidance and for your nurturing as always in all parts of life. Lord, thank you for people that chose to run. We had a lot of candidates this time, and I really am proud of those people for stepping up. And God, please look over them as their lives continue, and obviously please look over those who are leaving the council and look over those who are starting a new council. Guide them in their direction, and may they seek your will in what they do. Lord, we thank you for all those who are gathered here today to watch their loved ones and to support the people that they care about and to be involved in the process. We thank you for this great city, and we thank you for the moisture you've provided us in the last few weeks, and we ask that you continue to grant us that rain that is necessary for our city to thrive and for those in agriculture in our area to do well. Lord, we are blessed to be in San Angelo, Texas, and we are blessed to be part of a great group of people, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve, and we ask your guidance as we move forward. We ask your blessing, and we thank you for all that you provide. In your Son's name, amen. If you'd join me in the pledges, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Okay. We would normally, this really is just the canvassing of the vote, and so, but let me see if there's any public comment that needs to be made at this time before we. Okay. One thing I want to do in public comment is make sure that I thank the staff for the last 3.5 years and the work that's been done there. It's been a very enjoyable relationship for me, and I appreciate very much the support that that you've done and given, and the work that you've done, and it's been very enjoyable and educational, and I'm proud of the work that you do, and I look forward to you continuing to do good work, and so wanted to make sure I thank you for that. It's been a great council. I've very much enjoyed being part of that council and enjoyed working with you guys the last 3.5 years, and thank you for that. And I look forward to not being mayor. So I would also, I'm looking over there at folks in the media, and the media relationship that I've had has been very enjoyable, and I appreciate that. It's been very even-handed, very fair. And I appreciate that and hope that that's the way things continue to get to be. So from there, is there anyone else that'd like to say anything before I start walking through the canvas of the votes?
I just second everything you said except the word mayor, and I'll just change it to representative. I'm good.
Okay, outstanding.
And I'll concur with that. It has been fun. It's been enjoyable. It's been a lot of work. But yeah, the staff is fantastic, and that's what makes this group so great, and that's what makes, to me, our job, as tough as it can be with some of the things we do, it makes it enjoyable, and makes it fun, and makes it a whole lot easier. And because we do this for the good of the city. We do this for the love of the city, and I know that's what the people coming in, the new candidates that are here, I mean, they're here for the love of the city, and so, yeah, I pray for them for wisdom and guidance, and to do good for this city. So,
okay, we'll start the canvass. Before me, I have a resolution of the City of San Angelo of the City Council of the City of San Angelo, Texas, canvassing returns of a runoff election held in said city on the 15th day of June 2013 for the purpose of electing a mayor and for the purpose of electing municipal officers to fill vacancies for unexpired terms for single-member District 1 and single-member District 5, declaring results of the runoff election, providing a severability clause, and providing for an effective date. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of San Angelo, Texas, the following results. Mayor, Kendall Hirschfeld, 3,099 votes, 49.06%. Dwayne Morrison, 3,218 votes, 50.94%. A total vote of 6,317. Single-member District 1, Rodney Fleming, 896 votes, 57.51%. Trinidad Aguirre Jr., 662 votes, 42.49%, a total of 1,558 votes. Single-member District 5, David McBride, 545 votes, or 39.87%. H.R. Winkley Wardlaw III, 823 votes, or 60.13%, for a total of 1,368 votes. Are there any questions on this canvas? Is there any concern with the canvas? Okay. At this time, then, I am looking for a motion.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Let me make sure if I have to have specific wording right quick, folks. Here we go. It is determined that the following candidates received a majority of the votes for the office for which they were candidates. Dwayne Morrison, Mayor; Rodney Fleming, Council Member, Single Member District 1; and H.R. Winkley Wardlaw, Council Member, Single Member District 5, therefore have been elected. May I have a motion to accept the findings and adopt the order? So that's the way I need the motion. I make a motion to accept the findings and adopt the order.
I make a motion to accept the findings and adopt the order.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Hirschfeld, a second from Mr. Silvas. At this time, let me call for that vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Outstanding. We have canvassed the votes and recognized the new folks, and so let us at this time move into a reception. And nope, let us at this time walk over here and it's not that I'm in a hurry. It's just I'd like to leave. Maybe what I'd like to do is go over here and recognize some people who are leaving and sign in some folks who are coming. So let me get out there and see what I need to do.
Mr. Morrison?
Thank you, ma'am.
Morrison, if you raise your right hand, please repeat after me. I, in your name,
I, Dwayne Morrison,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office
of
San Angelo Mayor
of the State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and
the laws of the United States
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mayor. See, I'm ready to go.
The two happiest days. The day you get on and the day you get off.
At this time, it's my honor to present the certificate of election to Dwayne Morrison as the new mayor of San Angelo.
Thank you, sir.
Mr.
But
Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Rodney Fleming,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of City Council, Single Member District 1
of the office of City Council, Single Member District 1
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws
of the United States and of this state.
of the United States and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
thank you.
And again, it's my pleasure to deliver to Mr. Fleming the certificate of election for his election as a council member for Single Member District 1. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You may not take your seat. Mr. Wardlaw? Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, H.R. Winky Wardlaw III,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of the City Council,
Of-
Single Member District 5
of the office of City Council, Single Member District 5
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws
and to the best of my abilities will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States
of this state.
and this state. So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right.
And Mr. Wardlaw, I'd like to hand you this certificate of election for council member, Single Member District 5. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Wardlaw, you may now take your seat.
At this time, it's my pleasure to ask Mr. Alexander to come forward. Paul Alexander has worked very hard as the councilman for Single Member District 1. He's very available through social media, very available through personal contact, and will visit with his folks, and he will go and see their problems and meet with the different organizations. He's also worked very hard to be informed about water issues and other issues concerning the city, and been very willing to serve on different committees, and been a very active council member. And so very much appreciate your service to the city, and wish you well as you move forward.
I was just trying to keep up with you, sir.
Kendall Hirschfeld. Kendall was amongst the most I would say the most data-driven of our group. Worked very hard on our budget. Basically single-handedly moved the council to a $500,000 savings in the last budget, and started causing the setting aside of money for future days based on concerns about water needs and what we would need to do with funding when those things happened. And has done a great job, particularly in the areas of data analysis and making sure we stayed focused on doing what we should to take care of our fiscal responsibilities. It's been a real pleasure working with Kendall and having him be the anchor on that side of the business. I've enjoyed working with Kendall and all the council, but especially working with Kendall as it relates to water issues. He's been very involved on the water board and had been to countless meetings in the community, working with folks from Tom Massey and many others to understand water and the history of water in San Angelo, and the laws related to and the agreements related to the dams and so forth, and has really put in the time and effort to do a great job as a city council member. So it's my pleasure at this time to recognize Kendall Hirschfeld.
Now we have the introduction of the guest. For the
Okay,
guest.
outstanding. Mr. Morrison, would you like to recognize your new council members and let them introduce themselves and talk to their family members and supporters here, and we'll go from there. And what else?
Then we adjourn.
Then we will adjourn, sir. Okay? All right.
Let's start with Rodney Fleming, single member district number 1.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate this. This is basically a dream come true that I can serve. I really want to thank my wife, Leslie, for everything that she's done for me, and thank you. And I want to thank everybody that supported me and helped me through this process. There were a lot of people and a lot of organizations that helped me get through this, and I appreciate their hard work, and I hope that I will make them proud of what I do here in the next year or coming years. Thank you.
Mr. H.R. Winky Wardlaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My name is H.R. Winky Wardlaw. For those who don't know me, I was born in San Angelo and lived here all my life. I have been on the city council once before, and I decided to run to work on the water issues and help this council. I have the privilege of being acquainted for quite some time with nearly all the members who are currently on the council, and I'm so excited to work with them to try to solve the problems and issues that we have in this city. I'd also like to thank all of those voters who came out and voted for me and had the confidence in my judgment to make the right decisions for the city. I'd also, since we ran a grassroots campaign, we had so many helpers and friends enlisted in helping in the campaign, and they worked so hard, so diligently, and did such a good job. I'd like to thank them very much, and I'll never be able to repay them for all of the work and effort that they put in. And then last but not least, I'd like to thank my wife, Anna, who's a wonderful woman, and she was a slave driver in this campaign and kept me from laying down on the job, and to keep single-mindedly focused on what I need to do. And she is a fantastic campaign manager, one of the best in Texas, and I couldn't have won this election, I promise you, without her wisdom and guidance. And so, if you'll stand up, Ms. Wardlaw, where are you? And that's all I have to say.
Well, I've got a multitude of people here today, and I want to thank them all. My wife Vicki is here today. Almost 43 years of marriage. I married her when she was a baby, and she is without a doubt the wind beneath my wings, and she has been very instrumental in everything that I've done. My mother is here today. My granddad is not here, but I have a tie tack that my granddaddy wore every day of his life, I think, because he wouldn't go to the mailbox without a tie on, and I am wearing his tie tack this morning, and that means a great deal to me as well. My Aunt Wilma is here this morning. She is the matriarch of our family now, and I'm very pleased to have Wilma, as well as my Aunt Mary, as well as my Aunt Peggy. My sons are here this morning. My eldest son, Darren, who I can say with no bias at all is probably the greatest musician in the entire world. And he and his friend Alicia, and I'm glad to have him. My son Brian is here today, my middle son. Brian was a coach, Brian was a teacher, but now he is doing the most important job of all. He's a house dad, and he's raising my 3 grandchildren, Drew, Aaron, and Jake. And his wife Megan is a partner in a physical therapist company here, and Morrison men have always advocated for women's freedoms and women's right to work. It is part of our heritage. And my son Wesley is also here this morning, and I'm glad to have all of my children here. And I've got a lot of friends here and supporters that have come out, and I'm not going to try and name you because I'd miss someone, and I certainly don't want to do that. And number 2, I'm about that far from an emotional cliff here, and it ain't pretty to watch an old fat man cry. So let me just say that I thank every one of you for being here this morning. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your kindness, and I thank you for being here.
have one more presentation for Mayor New, well, former Mayor New, Mr. Hirschfeld.
A few years back, we were blessed to have a new mayor, and working with Alvin over the past 3 years or so, it's been quite a blessing. I tell you, I've learned a lot. He's a very sharp guy. He again worries about the details. He worried about the little things, and allowed all of us to say what was on our mind, whether we liked it or not, and whether all of us agreed or not. But he always allowed us to talk, but stay within the bounds of where we were supposed to be. And we didn't take anything personal. We didn't get anything that wouldn't allow it to get personal. But we took care of business. And I think San Angelo truly has been blessed to have a really outstanding mayor who has helped lead this city. In fact, he's done a lot of good things for the city, but one of the things that he single-handedly put together was the Tri-Cities Group, the West Texas Water Partnership. And it was that guy right there, former Mayor New, that really put that group together, and which is one of the driving forces in today with the city of Abilene and Midland and other regional cities to help find a long-term water solution. And that is huge. That is big. That is key for this city and for the community. And so for that, I mean, there are many things that we need to be thankful for what Alvin has done for the city. But I personally have to say that's probably the one that will be a lasting legacy, will last for many, many, many years for my kids and beyond that. So with that, Alvin?
Well, through the prayer and through my remarks earlier, I got to say the things that were important to me. This is a great community made up of great people. It's been a pleasure to serve you. Okay.
Before we adjourn, I would like to say just a few words to kind of straighten things out and to make a plea to the public. May I have a consensus of the council to allow me to speak? This has been a very divisive election, and we need to move forward from this point forward, and we need to be united as a city. I want to speak for a few minutes this morning, and I beg your indulgence in this, but I think there's some things that need to be said. I want to speak to the council first. Everything that we do on this council, we will do with a 4-vote consensus. The charter gives me the authority to run the meeting, and the charter gives me the authority to be the 7th vote. But every decision that is made upon this council will be made with a consensus of 4 votes. I am not more important than anyone else on this council. I have no more authority than anyone else on this council. And the 6 council members that you see, Charlotte, of course, being absent, but the 6 council members will be the strength of this council. I will control the floor. I will control the ones that speak and how they speak. And I am very adamant about this. Everything we do in this council meeting will be done decently and in order. We will speak one at a time. We will not interrupt. We will not speak over each other, and we will not try to overspeak someone. Anyone that wishes to speak on this council will get my attention. You can holler at me. You can hit me in the head with an ice cube. You can get my attention any way you want it. But I will be the one that directs who talks in this council. Every council member will have the ability to say anything and everything that they want to say, but we will do it decently and in order. If we don't get it all said in the first round, then we'll go back and do it in the second round. I want you to visit with each other. I want you council members to be friends with each other. There is absolutely no law that says we cannot speak to each other individually. And I plan on talking to each and every one of you at least every other week, and probably every week, and some of you more often than that. There is nothing wrong with 1 or 2 of you being together or being in a meeting. I encourage it. 3 of you get together in a meeting, be very careful. 4 of you be together in a meeting, 1 of you better get in another area. Do not form a quorum when you are anywhere or in any meeting. And if 5 of you are in a meeting together, 1 of you better leave, and you better leave quickly, because these open meeting laws are serious and we need to abide by them. I will also caution you that there will be many items that we will deal with that will be very passionate, and feelings will be high. 4 votes win. 4 votes lose. When you lose, lose with dignity. When you win, win with dignity. And I love 4-3 votes. And I love 5-2 votes, because that proves to the public that we serve, that our decisions are made here in council, in public. And that's the way every decision will be made. I don't want any of these meetings. I don't want any decisions made except that when they're made right here. I would also ask, as a courtesy, you will have meetings with the firemen, with the policemen, with all different groups. There may be 2 of you, there may be 3 of you. And again, I caution you on that 3, because you're getting awful close to the line. If you have a meeting with someone, send me an email or a text. Just let me know what you're doing so that we can defend and we know what's going on. I'm not going to prohibit it, because I want you to visit with every group. But let me know what you're doing. We don't have to love each other, but we must treat each other with courtesy and respect. And everything that is done in this council will be done decently and in order. Staff. Daniel, you're going to have a very important part and a leading part in this council. Staff, do your homework. Know what you're going to talk about, and be prepared to answer questions when you walk into these meetings. When you present to us, I want you to present things in a very precise method. I want you to present in a very concise method. I want you to speak and tell us everything we need to know to make a decision. Don't come up here and give us half-truths. Don't come up here and give us just exactly what you think we need to know, because there is nothing more embarrassing for a council than to make a decision with poor information. And staff, I charge you, when you come before us, be prepared and be fair. Don't hide anything from us. Don't try and put anything on a consent agenda that you think is going to get biased, because I guarantee you it will not. And when any member of this council or myself asks for something to be placed on the agenda, I want that on the agenda. Mr. Silvas has asked in the last 6 meetings 3 times for a particular item, and it is still not on the agenda. That is not acceptable. And maybe we need to put a special area in our agenda. Johnny Silvas asked for X. Material not ready, will be done as soon as possible. I'm just asking, when we ask for something on that agenda, any member of this council, I want it on there. Don't embarrass us. Don't make us look like buffoons. Treat us with respect and courtesy, and I guarantee that every member of this council will treat staff with respect and courtesy. Media. You have been a very good media for us. I have nothing but praise for our media. You have been honest, you have been trustworthy. I have great respect, but you have a very important job. You have to get the information to our citizens. I ask you to continue to work with us, to be trustworthy and to be honest. And if we have that trustful relationship between us, we will help you do your job, and you can help us do ours. You can personally call me anytime, 24/7. If you're working on a story, if you need a quote, if you need information, and I will tell you everything that I can legally tell you. So we want a good working relationship with our media, and I ask for your cooperation. And lastly, and most importantly, I would like to address the public. This has been a very divisive election. Paul Alexander is a good friend of mine. Kendall Hirschfield is a good friend of mine. We shook hands when we went into this race, and we shook hands when we completed it. And this race will probably go down in history as one of the fairest, most honest, and most honorable races that have ever been ran in this city. And my hat is off to both of these men. They are good men, and they are good friends. But we have divided the public, and that cannot stay. I want to be the unifier. I want to be the mayor that people can trust and depend upon. It has been said, and rightfully so, that I have been very passionate for District 2. Well, the truth of the matter is that District 2 doesn't need me anymore. They have Marty Self. District 4 doesn't need me anymore. They have Don Vardaman. And District 3 never did need me because they have Johnny Silvas. And all three of these men, I will admit, are my betters. Lakeview doesn't need me anymore. I ran not for Lakeview, but I ran for mayor of this entire city, and I ran in the full base of the city, and I want to represent every member of this city. And I don't care whether you live in Blackshear, or the Barrio, or Pauline, or the Bluffs, or Angelo Heights, or deep in the heart of Lakeview, or Bentwood, or the Country Club. I want to be your mayor. I want to represent you, and I will treat you with honesty and fairness in this job. All citizens of this city are important. All citizens deserve honesty and fair representation. But I know me. And I often say things the wrong way, and I am often gruff, and I hear it every night when I go home from my wife. I know what I am. So may I say at this time, if I have offended anyone in anything that I have said or done, please forgive me. And let's start over. Let's start over right now. And let's leave everything that happened before today in the past. And let's let everything from now on be in the future. Let's unite. Let's work together. Let's support each other. Let's help each other because we need the city of San Angelo. I promise not to lie, to steal, to betray, or to deceive. I promise to be honest and to be open and transparent in everything that we do. I have promised that in every speech I have made. That promise is good. I have also said that my philosophy for council and for this city is to put God first, to put neighbor second, and to put self last. I mean that with all of my heart. We have many problems facing us, and I don't have the answers. And this council doesn't have the answers. And our staff, as good as they are, does not have the answers. You need to work with us. You need to unite behind us. You need to help us. You need to share with us. You need to give us your wisdom. I ask for you to help us, to support us, and I ask you to pray for us because we need it. All 100,000 of us in this city want one thing. We want a safe, happy place that we can raise our children, where we can make a living, and where we can pursue the happiness that the Constitution guarantees us. We all have the same wishes. If we're going to be supportive of each other, if we will help each other, if we will care for each other, if we will adopt the philosophy of God first, neighbor second, and self last, there is not one problem that we will ever encounter that we collectively as a group cannot successfully solve. So I ask for your support. I ask that you get behind us. I ask that you support us. And let's make San Angelo the very best place in the world to live. And I'm tired of preaching. And I also want some cake. Is there any word from council? Does anyone wish to speak? Because this is your time if you want to speak.
Need a motion to adjourn?
Not yet. Johnny.
No, I was just going to see if it worked. If I raised
It
my
works.
hand, it'd be...
It works, buddy.
Okay.
Daniel's any comment from staff?
Just, as far as staff, we definitely do understand what the expectations are, and we're looking forward to working with this new council, with you, Mayor, and with the public also. There's a lot of great things that we expect from this community moving forward. I'm very excited. I feel very blessed to be here, and we look forward to serving. And that's exactly the attitude that myself and my staff is going to take, is that of service, and we thank you all.
Is there anything that needs to be said from the public? Because this is your opportunity. I'm going to ask the council to limit you to 1 or 2 minutes, but if anybody in this auditorium wants to speak, step up and have your say.
Sir, my name is Jerry C., and I'm with WTS, one of the public. This has been a great day, and a great thing has happened in San Angelo the last 5 years or so. I've seen this city change about 3 times. And this city has united. It's cleaned itself up. It has started to share among all the communities. And this city has come together as one unit and has looked out for each other and shared, and it has started an inclusive atmosphere. Now, some of those people are gone. We have some new people that came in, and that continued. And there are some things that hasn't been completed. And then we have a new city manager. Now we have a new mayor. And we're looking forward to continuing those things. Now, we're faced with another thing that's coming. We're faced with this oil boom. That's a double-edged sword. That's going to be a great thing for us, and then it's also going to be a bad thing. It has its upside and it has its downside, but the main thing is that our citizens of San Angelo, we're going to need you guys, and you're going to need us. We're going to have to come together, and we're going to have to stay together. That's the citizens, the original citizens of San Angelo, because there's a lot of people coming in here that we don't know. And it's up to us to stay together and continually work together, because we know each other. There's new people moving in our communities. We as community individuals, we know each other. We're going to have to look out for each other, because there's different individuals coming in. We don't know who these people are. Crime rates are going to raise. We're going to have to look out for each other in our communities. We are going to have to continually keep our neighborhoods clean. We are going to have to help Mr. Flores. We're going to have to help our chief of police, and we're going to have to help our city council and our city government to keep the atmosphere that we have, that inclusive atmosphere. And we're going to need you guys to help us too. That individual greed and individual this side of town, that side of town, that thing can't happen. There's enough to share. There's going to be enough money, and even more money than San Angelo has ever seen. We're going to have to take care of our elderly. We're going to have to take care of those that's not going to be able to keep up with this big oil boom. Because after it's all over, the only people that's going to be here are the ones that are here now. And if we're not together and keep it together, our city is going to be in a shambles, and we're going to need some strong leadership, and we're going to need some backbone out of our citizens. And I think we have the right combination now, because it's diverse, different ideas that can come together, and that could be a positive thing for our city. And I think that was here before, because they kept a thing going that had been created before they got on, and it's good to see that, and it's good to see the change. And I think that we're going to make it, but we have to stick together. And I thank you, and it's been a beautiful day in the town tonight.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else care to speak? This is your time if you got something you need to share. If not, Johnny, did you have something to say, sir?
Mr. Mayor, I just couldn't, as one of the senior members on this board, I want to first of all finally call you Mr. Mayor, but also welcome the new folks joining us. But also to those three gentlemen out there, I consider them dear friends of mine. Alvin, thank you for being there for me every time I needed you. Paul, you and Stephanie, I think you guys are a diamond in the rough, and I appreciate your support and everything you did for us. And to Kendall and Lisa, thank you, sir, for everything you've done. I mean it with all my heart that you guys did well, okay? And I look forward to being your friend for a long time from now. So, again, wish you guys the best, and thank you for what you did.
And I would like to add my amen to that. He said exactly what I was thinking. I'm ready now, Winky.
Move adjournment.
Got
I'm
it.
sorry.
Do I
I'm
have a
gonna go ahead and
second?
do
Second. We have a motion to adjourn, and let's signify by saying aye. Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you so much for being here with us today.